Yo, yo. Just enjoying some Oreos. Gonna keep it on the down low. Yo, yo. Feeling fresh, feeling that flow. Figured I'd hop on. Not doing a whole lot. Reviewing some chat logs over from IU. So, if anybody got anything they want to talk about, we can throw it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to be reading through. Pull up some tickers as I'm reading. Review. Stuff like Lunar. Nate was talking about 810, 880, and 770. So I end up just drawing these lines and seeing how they act every time they test, why he had those lines in mind. Omex. I didn't really understand what was going on with Omex. I saw some people get long this thing, sub $1. It was wild. Come on. Keep looking. There we go. Little 530 failed follow through setup there. I think WeBuy was one of those little gapping craps from today. Yeah, I got smoked. Former China scam. There and a while back. Ugly. What else we got? Barna. Alright. Almost through the chat logs, then I'll start going through some watches. I was just bored going through these, so anyone else who's in IU, you know what they're like. Going through the lounge, the Momo, all the lines and everything from the day, so I like to do that in the evening, go through anything I missed while I was off desk. And then it kind of gives more color into the next day. Anything anyone wants to talk about, you can go ahead and throw it in the chat. I will get to it once I finish reading. VVOS today, I did not play it, no. I typically avoid day one gappers. I wait for more of a daily big picture chart pattern to form. So something like this, I'd throw price alerts at like $5. If it gets back over there, might be worth a watch for me. But just trying to long any gapper, I don't really see much of an edge on it for me. I lose on them over time, so I haven't put enough effort into figuring out which ones. Like 80% of them fail, so trying to figure out which ones to buy, I haven't put in the effort to try and figure out which ones are the ones that squeeze. Robert's got a lot of tickers. Uh-oh. Yeah, it seems fairly active in the chat rooms, but I wasn't super active today. I traded Givo for that overextended first red day. Parabolic. I leaned on it in pre-market. I scaled on the next bounce out of the open. Covered. Put some back on and gave a bit of the P&L back. But from 160s to 140s, 20-cent pull, not bad. Wish it was more. I was looking for 130. Yeah, SMSI I have on watch for tomorrow. I do like that one. I think that would go back to Jenica's comment too with VVOS. Something like SMSI. It was a percent gainer yesterday, so I put it on watch just because it held its gains. Today, I didn't really see a reason to trade it. It was within yesterday's range. It wasn't breaking either way. So I let it do its thing. And now, prior day's view up, right around 90 cents, right here. And it was consolidating for the most part of the day. Kind of failed a bit into the close, but not a huge deal. So if this thing can break and build over 110s, I don't hate that for a third day move there. You got those higher lows right through there, and then something like this to break through 110s, kind of what I'm seeing. You're in at 93. Nice entry. Low enough that you can let it work. I'm not really much of an early entry guy. I'm pretty sure I'm red overall on anticipating breakouts, but I'm very green on buying breakouts. So I do my best not to anticipate them. Just getting into the last half hour of the IU chat logs, and then I'm going to run some scans and eat Oreos. That's the secret. Meal, breakfast of champions. Okay. So let me pull up my schedule. scanner here. Let me see what I can do. If I go, I just use FinViz. And I just scan for percent gainers and losers. Might be able to show it. Stock screener. Hey. Cool. Figured out how that thing works. And then I can even resize it. Maybe something like that. There. So this is breakout potential. It's got a few filters on it. I don't remember exactly what they are. Month is up 10%. It's under $20, trading 2x its relative volume, and its current volume is trading at least 1 million shares a day. So I filter by volume, descending order. And then basically I'm just looking for big picture chart patterns. That's how GVO came on my watch. There's SMSI. You see that volume candle, second day. It's small for me too, but you can see that volume one day. So I added that one. GLMD failed, down 50%. Let's see. Neon, parabolic day, a bit on the lighter side volume wise. REE, same kind of thing. You got that same daily chart where it's going straight up, but the volume's not matching it, so don't love that. It's not a whole lot there. We added a couple. Up 30% on the month, but the week has pulled back, so it's like stocks that have pushed and are consolidating, but only one on that one, and the same kind of thing, but on a 20% week, and then they've pulled back. So the same kind of thing. I'm looking for something to, I'm basically trying to enter a scan how I'm thinking I want to see the daily chart to look, and what am I looking for, like big picture breakouts. So they've pushed for a few days, a week or a month or something, and then now they've pulled back. So I'm looking for stocks that are up, 20, 30% on the week, and then in the last day or two they're down 10% or something. So they're in a range of some sort. Tenon held support level from day one for potential backside bounce, but volume kind of fell off. And the pre-market squeeze the other day makes the read a little hard. Tenon. I know I don't have the chart up right now, but I'm just going to take a look. That 120 print just screws up the chart. It's so hard to read it. Yeah, I don't know. I could see it bouncing, just given the range that it had. But given like the risk just associated with it, I don't really want it to the short side at all. Just seeing what it can do. And then to the long side, I think this thing's just a POS. So I think it's a 0, but I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where I'd wish I was out than like wishing I was in it, watching it work. But if I was in it and it failed, I'd rather like wish I was out. You know what I mean? Just kind of avoiding disaster. There's no one trade really matters, but the goal in trading, to me anyways, is to be here the next day. It's an infinite game, so you can never really win at it. So just avoiding disaster and taking the trades as safe as possible as they come. Kind of how I look at it. Load. Let me see. Lighter volume as well. Hertz? That's interesting. Do you go live every other day on the weekdays? No. I just started trying this whole live thing the other day. One of the guys over in IU, Odie, he had mentioned last night he wanted me to go live, but it was a bit late. It's not really late for me. I'm on Pacific time, but for everyone on Eastern time, it gets a bit late. So I didn't go yesterday, but sometimes I kind of like it because there's no editing to do, no recording, nothing. It's just kind of casual stock talk, just shoot it and see what's up, and still gets the same point across. That Hertz daily is kind of interesting though. Would like it if it went a bit higher. So it doesn't really take too long. Like, I'm going through hundreds of names and just scanning quickly, visually, for chart patterns that catch my eye, something that looks familiar, that I've seen before, that I have some sort of predictability on what I think should happen. Faders. But yeah, I don't know how often I'm really going to go live. I think it's just more of a feel thing at this point. So far, I'm for the last quite a few months, I've put out my watch list every night, haven't missed a day. So as for now, I don't plan on stopping the watches, whether it's a 5-minute recording going over my screen, or if it's just a casual live, just interacting and showing kind of my nightly process. I'm not sure. I will be at Traders for a Cause, though, in October, next month, like 3 weeks away. If anybody is going, wants to say hi, I will be there. I like meeting new people in the space. And last one I've got here. QH just keeps failing to bounce. That thing's trash. Heavy as a sin. Any names you guys got on watch? Top watches for you guys tomorrow? Okay. So I will go back to this chart. Here we go. Finished with the scan. I appreciate you responding to the questions. I watched your interview on IU YouTube channel. I think you are knowledgeable in what you do. Thank you for sharing. Oh, cool. I appreciate that. Very nice. Thank you for the kind words. I'm still learning like the rest of us, but since I've started a few years ago, I definitely do think I've learned quite a bit, and I think my biggest strength is in my network and being able to have a lot of friends that are smarter than me in this space that have helped me expand my learning curve, speed it up a little bit. SMT, interesting. Think any My screen is cut off there. Think any red to green move can push it. Like you mentioned the other day, 21-ish, more ideal, but a push it doesn't seem like a bad 3 days in a row. Yeah, I do have that one on my list as well. Looking left, you can see this kind of consolidation range down in this 24s. And from that watch list yesterday, I don't know if you guys watched it, but it set its high a day in like its first couple minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes off the open. So I think I'd look for a 5-minute candle right here, and then 5-minute candle right here. So I think a trigger spot for me would be that 5-minute candle break. So a 5-minute opening range highs break. So it'd just be a lower the better, and have it on a chart. Let it set its high in the morning, and then do its thing, set up a risk level that I can trust, and then buy that trigger. I think would be my plan there. Franklin, bringing the energy. What is that? Oh, it's a goat. Nice. A goat? I'm the goat? No way. Nice to see you. Yeah, APLD. I like this one too. We've got this lower high trend that broke out today. Yeah, that plan. Yeah, I think I would trade that in tomorrow, Friday, whatever. But yeah, APLD broke out of this lower high wedge, was tightening towards 570s, and it broke out, held below it here into the close. So I think tomorrow a break and build over 630s, and then a possible scale spot through the 660s. The overhead resistance, I believe, is farther away up here. So I think there's room over this 660 to get a push. But yeah, bouncing ideas off of people and getting their view on it helps so much. Yes, sir. I really like it when definitely the goat, your transparency is like, oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just doing my part. I had a lot of people in my early years when didn't know anything what I was doing, and they were spending a lot of time. I think they just recognized the effort. So for those that I recognize the effort in, I like to reciprocate and do what they did for me. Bouncing ideas, yeah. Back on that point, I think like what I do in the lounge and stuff. How I met some people over in IU was I would post my plans in as much detail as possible. Hey, like exactly what I just did on SMMT. Like, hey, I'm looking for a bounce trade in the coming days. I noticed that each morning, within the first 5 minutes, sets its high a day for the rest of the day and then fades off. It's gone parabolic on the front side and had a nice pullback. So if it pulls back for multiple days, maybe it could do the inverse of what it just did. And I'd put like a whole plan together and I'd post it. And then usually when people see that kind of effort, they typically bend over backwards for you to try and help, because they recognize the passion in you putting in the effort. So that was my process in and meeting people and bouncing ideas off of. Yeah, Jivo was kind of disappointing today. I expected a bit more out of that one. This 136 is where that 4 EMA was, so I expected it to pull back to there. But no real plan on it for me now. That was the predictable move that I expected to happen. It just didn't play out as nicely as I wanted. And an E for a bounce. No, I don't think that one ran enough on the front side. It only went 7 to 15, 100%, and then zooming into like an intradaily. Like the you've got this volume profile here right at 11, but you can see like prior support all through here in the 12s, and then this little pop. Like I see 12s as resistance and I see 11s as support right now. So I don't think there's much reward on this. I don't think it has much range day to day. I think I would rather either wait for a more ideal opportunity that I can put more risk on, something I'm more confident on, than just try to pull out small little gains here and there. Like after this morning move, it's moving like 40 cents on an $11 name, just not enough for me to really play it. Not to say it can't work, make a plan, stick to it, and then try and trade your plan, and then collect data on it, and maybe make your own sort of strategy on something like this. Larger cap names, slower movers, backside bounces, that kind of thing. Try and develop an edge. FTCI, perfect. Failed right off that looking left level. That's what I wanted to see yesterday. So now if it can pull back anywhere between 55 and 40 and consolidate here and then re-break out, I'll keep that one on watch. Lace, this one's insane. You see this pullback day? And it comes all the way back. Wild. Goes from 9s down to 4, more than cut in half, and grinds all the way back. I think this would be the same plan as FTCI. I'd want to see it top out at 940s, fail off of it for a couple days, and then possible re-breakout down the road. But this is wild. This is wild. I like the history, like this one here. You see, grinds up, big pull, saves, tops out at a looking left level, couple days of pullback, and then a multi-day run. So this one pulled, consolidates, ideally it tops out, pulls back, sets a higher low to 4, and then re-breaks out and goes on another multi-day run. Just look for the personality of the stock and look to trade that again. And then SMSI, we had briefly discussed, but looking for a T+1 style squeeze there. Hasn't squeezed out yet. Volume completely died off. Anyone who was swinging this from that day one VWAP level, they're underwater. So as long as 90 continues to hold, and I look for like a prior day high break and then a scale through 120s. So main watches into tomorrow are looking like probably SMSI, SMMT, and APLD. My phone's going off. So probably, those three. APLD, SMMT, and SMSI. Probably main three into tomorrow. Shut up. 1 second. So I'm good leaving it there. If you guys wanted to discuss anything else, speak now or forever hold your peace until the next YouTube stream. Jenica is asking you a question. Huh? I answered it. Are you watching underneath for a bounce? I already answered it. Thank you for streaming. You're welcome, Adam. Thank you for tuning in. I don't think I've seen your name before. Thank you for coming on by. Yeah, so I guess we will leave it there. And, what is that, three main watches into tomorrow? That's manageable. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your time. Of course. Thanks for coming on by. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. As always, sign it off with get in, refit in, make some memories. And I will see you guys in the room. Thanks for coming by.